Hi, Cancers, and welcome to your March 2017 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky, and I'm here to give you guys, hopefully, just an amazing reading for your month ahead. I was so happy for all the Cancers who reached out to me and viewed February's video. You guys are great. You guys are so loving, and I just so appreciated all of your comments and messages and readings that you booked, and I'm hopeful that you guys have luck in getting out of these difficult energies you've been in. We're facing it in March, as you can see. Look at all these swords cards that you guys have. We're in a kind of a bit of a swords section of our experience, Cancers, and we're coming to a place in March where we can change that a little bit, where we can use unconscious symbols to heal at the cell level and rebuild. Okay, it's a good reformation process for processing time for Cancers right now. It's a good time to rebuild, reform, reactivate yourself, realkalize yourself. It's a major successful period of time for that. Okay, leading up to the equinox and through the equinox on the 21st. You guys have 3 major arcana cards in your reading: the Star, the Magician, and the Hermit. So it's going to be a big month for you. It's going to be a month that you remember very well. And having all these swords here, that kind of validates that even further for you guys. Okay? And, it really seems like you're given the tools this month to move on. You're given the tools this month to finally let go of a situation. It's becoming easier to you. It's becoming more natural, and it's about time. It's been so long running for you, Cancer, where you've been through this difficult situation. And sorry, I'm drinking coffee right now. You guys should too. You guys should get comfortable. You guys should make yourself a cup of coffee, a cup of tea. Lord knows we have enough to talk about, and just enjoy this reading, Cancers. I will try to do the same. Anyway, as I was saying, it seems that you're given the tools to change things. You might make more money this month. You might come into more contact with people this month. You might see things the way that they are this month. You're given something to change things, okay? And it's whatever you're given, Cancers, it's enough. It's important to think that you have enough right now. I see that Cancers at the general collective level are really thinking about what they don't have. People from their past who now they don't have, money that they don't have, objects, materials that they don't have, ways of being, emotions that they don't have. It's like if you're happy, you're remembering times that you were sad. If you're sad, you're remembering times that you're happy, okay? And it's a good time to change that perspective, Cancers. It's a good time to think about what you have, and distance yourself a bit from what you don't have, okay? 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords, 8 of Swords. You got the 8, 9, and the 10. So you have the opportunity, Cancers. That's a beautiful chronology. This traumatic period that you're still stuck on. I feel like it's from summer of 2016. You have the opportunity to let that culminate. You've got 8, 9, and 10 of Swords. You're going to have to face it all again in March, but it can be the last time if you let it be. And some of you are like a little bit, when I say the last time, you're like, oh, but I don't want it to be the last time. Not from the sense that you don't want to feel, not from the sense that you don't want to get better or you don't want to heal, but from the sense that it's like you're afraid that you'll forget something important that had to do with this person, with this period of time in your life, or you feel like it's not clicked for you. You feel like this event in your experience has not clicked yet. Therefore, you still need to be there. So when I say it can end if you want it to, you're like, but it's not time yet. And oh my gosh, Cancers, you're so funny about this. I've known so many Cancers. I have a bit of Cancer myself, so I speak from experience as well, with a major 4th house in my own chart. There's a bit of an issue with Cancers where we're a bit like ritualistic about pain and the past and nostalgia, and we're so aware of how like pain and happiness, how those two things like really well go together in the human condition. So we feel that if we forget the pain, or if that we move on from the pain, we move on from the happiness, and we don't want to move on from the happiness because we want to be happy, as Cancerian people, as Cancerian individuals. We don't want to be in pain, but it seems as if in the Cancer experience, in the fourth house, in the nadir of the zodiac, there's a very intricate connection between pain and happiness. And this is kind of the Cancerian challenge in this experience, to realize that you can. You can experience pain without happiness, and you can experience happiness without pain, but it is rare. And there's an awakening that has to happen before you can. Because just to force that even, or to push that a little bit more, Cancers, yes, you can. You can experience those two things without the other. Okay? And for that reason, Cancers, it's important that you allow this to culminate. It's important that you take what steps you need to take. Now would be a good time to give somebody closure. Because I'm talking about closure so much in pretty much all the videos this month. Again, not such a great time to seek closure. It's a good time to give closure. It's a good time to experience closure naturally if somebody reaches out to you. And the reason that I'm so against seeking closure is because you just have to disconnect from expectation. I talked about this some in Scorpio's video. It might be good for Cancers to watch Scorpio's video and for Scorpios to watch Cancer's video. I know that they're so connected right now, like Scorpio and Cancer have such a strange merging of energies right now that it's very similar. You're on a similar wavelength. So, again, like if you can seek closure without expectation of what you'll hear or how the person will react, that's okay. But if you have any expectation, you're just setting yourself up for more disappointment and more swords experience. So for that reason, I would give yourself closure and disconnect from the expectation first. Okay, what other general intuitive messages should I talk about? It's important to not distract yourself from the way things were. It's important that you're looking at things for the way that they actually were and not like covering your eyes to it. Like some Cancers might be having a bit of a selective memory right now. And that's a major keyword for you guys. I'm going to actually write that down. I feel like Cancers are struggling with selective memory. You're remembering the things that you want to remember in the way that you want to remember them. And that's what could potentially be continuing this cycle. I feel that very strongly for you. So think about the term selective memory, Cancer, and think about how that resonates to you. Do you think about only specific things without really honoring the full dimensions of a situation? Or do you not? Have you come into a place where you can really remember a situation for what it was? And if you have, comment below on how you got there. How did you disconnect from selective memory? How did you disconnect from keeping yourself in a negative cycle through only remembering certain things? I feel like we have so much to learn from those types of people. So please comment below if you have about how you did. I'll be sure to pin those posts if you do. Anyway, so yeah, it's a good time to open your eyes, Cancer, to a situation that it was. It's a good time for sudden realization. And sudden realization through unconscious things. Like small things are very healing right now, Cancer. It's not such a good time to be consciously trying to solve something. It's not a good time to be reflecting and thinking, okay, so this happened and how do I feel now? And how does this event in my past, how has that put me where it is? And how can I solve this? Bad time for that, okay? Because you're going to get frustrated and disappointed with yourself and you're going to prolong the cycle. It's a good time for reflection. Think about the past. I know how much you like to do that, Cancer, but don't try to solve it. And think about the past and then make yourself a coffee and think about the past and go out to the garden or do something that's you enjoy and look at the symbols, look at the things that happen around you, while you're out driving, while you're on your way to work, while you're doing what you do. And those are the things that heal you. It's these symbols. It's these doors that are locked. It's these gates that are open already before you open them. And it's and you may not feel it. And you think, I see a lot of Cancers driving around and seeing open gates or coming to locked doors. And they're like, this is supposed to heal me. Sky on Esoteric Healing said that this would heal me. And it's not, because it's not consciously going to, Cancer. There's something that clicks in the unconscious when these symbols come into your life. So you don't even have to try that much for it. It's beautiful if you realize it, and a lot of you can. During this solar Pisces time with the new moon that we had and the eclipse, it's a time where you can see symbols at the unconscious level and you can realize them consciously, but in a way they can't stay. It's okay to journal about them, but I exercise caution because there's something about some of these symbols right now, Cancers, that it's okay to forget and it's okay to allow to sink into the subconscious, and it's okay to allow them to function in the subconscious, because our conscious and our ego may not necessarily need to get a hold of them. Maybe the damaged sense of ego that we have right now, Cancers, doesn't need to color these symbols. Okay, so allow them to come in, come out, function at the unconscious. You'll heal a lot, and you'll step into late March and early April and through summer of 2017 feeling much better if you open yourself to symbols, to unconscious healing. Okay, and I would do mantras, Cancer. Find mantras, write mantras for yourself, such as, like, I open myself to unconscious healing through symbolism, through everyday events. I will make time, blah, 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 blah. Whatever you have that you want to talk about in that way, it's a good time for that, okay? And anyway, let's talk about this reading from the week-to-week basis, because I've gone on and on about your just intuitive messages that came forward. So in the first week, Cancers, you have the Star over the Eight of Swords. This is actually pretty amazing, I've got to say, because it's like you're finally being vulnerable with yourself about the way that you've been trapped, about the pain that you've gone through. You're finally looking at it for what it is, and that's what you're drawn to do this month. So you can be successful, even just in the first week of March with this, okay? And I see you being creatively inspired by the way that you've been hurt, songwriting, art, whatever you do, Cancer, even things with career, where you have to be creative at least. It could be anything. It could be like budgets or economics. Whatever you do, you can accomplish like almost what you would accomplish in a year in this first week of March if you choose to. And only if you feel drawn to. Don't force it. We can't force anything. It has to almost, again, happen. Like, it's like you wake up and all of a sudden it's done. Like, you wake up and you realize that, wow, I just did what I wouldn't have done in a year. Wow, I just made more money than I did in the last 6 months. How did that happen? That's the way it has to happen this month, Cancer. You can't really right now write down a goal and think, I'm going to make this month what I made in the last 6 months, and I'm going to do this, and that to do it. That's for April and through the summer. We can step back into a climbing place where we can set goals and accomplish them moving into April, May, and the rest of the summer, but not yet. It's not yet time for that. Okay, anyway, but yeah, it's great. It's a great time to start the healing process, okay, Cancers? It's a great time to start metamorphosizing yourselves in the first week. In the second week, you've got the Page of Pentacles reversed, rooted down by the Nine of Swords. It seems like despite not doing bad financially, you're still like financially concerned. And I feel that this might not actually even have to do with finances, but it's playing out in that field. Maybe you tried to get too regimented, and I'm trying to tell you guys in advance, don't get too regimented with how you're making your money. Don't go crazy with it, because again, you're just setting yourself up to stress out over something. Having said that, it's good to know where the money's going, and just at an intuitive level, it's like good to know, like, what are you buying, when are you buying it, how much money did you have when you bought it. Just think about it in a back burner type of way, and you'll go far. This could also be some of you who had an earth sign come into your life, a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, who you had really high expectations for, and suddenly they kind of fell out of favor and it kind of fell through. Or this could be that person from your past that you're really worried about all of a sudden. Some of you are worried. Some of you, okay, yeah, I just suddenly got a major intuitive message. Some Cancers are worried that their ex or this person that caused them trauma, they've been getting like gut feelings that something bad is going to happen to them, that they could die, or that, this person that you've cut off communication with, Cancers, you're worried that something bad is going to happen to them, and you don't know whether to reach out to them and tell them because you don't want to seem crazy. Like you think about it and you start to like type out the message, but then you're like, oh my gosh, am I really going to send this person a message saying that I have a feeling something bad's going to happen to you? And you're like really stressing out over that. I feel like that's exactly what it is. Okay. Because you are very, you have very strong premonitions, Cancer. All the water signs especially do during this period of time, during this time of the year. And there is a possibility that that your own ego could be coloring this a little bit, Cancer. But you could be right. But the reality is you probably can't stop it, Cancers. And if you feel that something bad is going to happen to someone from your past, it's kind of their problem, you know, like they kind of turned their back on you, and do you need to save them? Do you need to be their savior? I don't feel that that's the natural energy of it, so I don't feel that you can really do anything to stop it. Like, you can warn them all you want, but that doesn't mean it's going to change anything, and you don't want to feel like it was your fault. Like, you don't want to reach out to them and feel like you stressed them out and you caused this bad thing to happen to them, so I would just stay put. I would not reach out. Because honestly, it's like if you did reach out, Cancers, I'm going to be completely honest with you, and some of you will, with the energy that's moving into the third week, this person could want to rebuild a relationship with you, Cancer. It could happen. And some of you are like, oh my god, I'm so happy, I'm going to reach out to them right now because they're going to rebuild a relationship with you. Oh my gosh, Cancers, please, 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 please know yourself better than that. And you will. And you realize already, like, how that's just kind of who you are, because you want people to be happy and you want relationships to function at the highest level. And so even if you know that you would never be with that person again, like, you want to like talk it through and you want to at least rebuild and see where everything lies and experience closure potentially. Okay, but it's not good for you right now. It's not. It's really not. And you think that it is, but it's not. And this is how Cancer is facing their shadow side. I'm kind of talking about how each sign is facing their shadow side this month. What's really good for you, Cancer? The things that you think are good for you are not in some cases. Because the problem is the transition has not happened yet, Cancer. And that's right during equinox time, during the third week. Building right up to equinox time, and it's not a good time to be reforming with people who have caused you trauma during equinox time, because if you do, that relationship will become very long running again, even if it's in a different way, even if it's not in like a committed monogamous way. It could be a different kind of relationship. It likely would be with equinox. Like, it might be a friendship, it might be business, it might be something that doesn't really even have a very definitive understanding, but it would last a very long time potentially. And with the Hermit reversed as well, it's like you would be pulled out of this self-reflection, and the codependency would start just in a new way. And I have to forewarn you, Cancers, that is not what you need right now. It's coming, but it's coming in the way that it needs to in April, probably. Now in late February and early March, it's not time to disconnect from the Hermit, but I know you guys kind of want to. Just heed my advice here. And if this person potentially reaches out to you, which is also a possibility, it's better. It's better to get closure if they reach out to you, because again, allowing things in, allowing passivity, it's a little bit better of an energy wave to be on versus like looking for it and trying to inspire it, you know? So I feel like it's somewhat okay if they come in, because that makes it seem a bit universal, and it seems like you have something to learn, and there is power here. Okay, so if it comes naturally, that's one thing, but if you're seeking it out and all of a sudden people are wanting to like rebuild relationships with you, it's not the time for that. Okay, anyway. But in the third week also, it's a great time to be rebuilding your business, to be rebuilding your finances. Whereas in the beginning of March, we don't need to be too focused on it. It's okay to gain more focus on this moving towards equinox time, because you can really transform your financial situation. You can really start a foundation that is solely you and reflects your money philosophy, and gets like, if you are a big spender, you can create a foundation that allows big spending here. If you are a conservative spender and you want to save, you can create a foundation that completely honors that, whichever way it goes. If you focus your energy there, Cancers, you can go really far. Because again, that is something that is you. That is something that comes from within you. It's not something that you have to rely on in the outer world. And I mean, to an extent you do, because most people work for their money, so you kind of have to put out energy to make the money. But I'm not so much talking about like the way that you actually make money. It's more like your philosophy towards money and how you spend it, like what you're doing to get it to a small extent, but not so much the action of it, but more like the philosophy and the spiritual side of like how you're making your money. That's a good place to be thinking right now in the third week. Fourth week, Two of Swords reversed, rooted down by the Ten of Swords reversed. Cancers. Could be for some of you who have had the person come back into your life. And it's like it's really nice when it starts. Some of you even could get into a complete fling with this person, or like feel like there's been a rebirth. But in the fourth week, you realize that nothing's changed. And you realize that if you stayed, you would be setting yourself up for the same exact trauma that you experienced like last summer, or throughout the rest of 2016. It could even be earlier than that. Whatever trauma, relationship trauma that's put you where you are, Cancer, you realize that the person has not changed and that you'll be there again. But you also realize that it's going to be a while. And you realize that the relationship maybe entered into a new honeymoon phase. And it's really great right now. And it's like you're faced with the decision of pleasing your ego and pleasing what you have and feeling comfortable knowing that it would be taken from you in the future, or cutting it out right now and facing yourself. That it seems like that's the decision you're faced with in the fourth week, Cancer. And on the other side of that, if it's not like a romantic relationship, there's something that you're letting go of, Cancer, in the fourth week, and this can feel really natural. It's better to have the Ten of Swords reversed than it is upright, in my opinion, because you see it coming. It's like with the Ten of Swords reversed, you've been here before. And do understand, Cancers, for the ones in this romantic predicament, like you've been here before, you've gone through this before, you're a lot stronger, and you have learned new ways to get through this, and you have realized, you have clicked to some extent how this person was horrible to you. And in that way, it will be easier. And this time it will be different for them too. They ixed you last time, and this time you'll ix them. And they may, see things from the other side. And, that's their problem. And so it's not going to be as bad as it was, Cancers. But there is some kind of mission for you universally to let go of something. To let go of a way of being. To let go of a something that no longer serves you. Habits, sleep cycles. It could be I see a lot of you doing counseling. I see a lot of you maybe going to therapy or seeking spiritual sessions with a spiritual counselor, because some of you may be struggling with depression or suicidal thoughts, or something that's just really making you vibrate at the lower level. This can be healed through the equinox energy, yes, but it's like it gets a new spin, okay? It's like it comes in a different way, and I don't know if I'm properly articulating this. Maybe you guys try to consciously fix your problems or go and make this work, when in reality this healing is happening at the unconscious level. And if you're trying to be too conscious about it and trying to heal this too consciously, you're frustrating yourself. So step back, Cancers. Step back. Allow it to leave naturally. Do something you enjoy, okay? You don't have to focus on it so much. It's healing naturally with the equinox. Maybe having a reading done for you, or going to a therapy session, some kind of counseling, some kind of support group. That's good, okay? But, there comes a moment where you've got to detach from yourself a little bit, okay? And that's going to be a challenge. But with the Magician being your central theme, Cancer, it seems like you have everything that you need. It seems like you have all of the tools given to you by the universe or elsewhere to get past this. You're stronger than you think. Allow natural withdrawal to occur with the Hermit reversed. It seems like being alone is starting to not favor you so much, and you're not liking it. So that's why you're tempted to let this person from your past in. Honor the star. Be vulnerable, Cancers. You're in Ten of Swords energy at the end of the month. Acknowledge it. Let it come in. Let it leave. It's okay. You've been here before. It's different. And you don't have nearly the as much to lose as last time. So it's like you feel this coming on, but do consciously realize that it can't possibly be as bad as it's been. And that's all that you need to do at the conscious level. And allow symbols to heal you unconsciously. I talk about that some in Taurus video. If any of you Cancers have Taurus, that would be a good video for you guys to watch because it will be like extra accurate for you. And anyway, I hope this reading was good for you. You guys will step into a better place coming into the summer. You've got a lot of good karma to get back from last summer. So I see this summer being amazing for you guys. Hone in on the magician energy and just accept that things are what they are for now and that you will heal. It's part of your condition as a sign to transform. You're kind of a lower octave of Scorpio in that way. Be around Scorpio people right now to usher in the transformation, and use what you've been given to fix this. You don't need new things so much right now to fix this. There's a traditional way of healing that will make you feel much better, okay? Anyway, if you guys haven't followed me yet on Instagram, you can do that. The link is in the description box below. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would so appreciate your subscribe. I will have more content coming for the equinox on the 21st specifically, it'll be the first month that my channel has had more than one series in 1 month, so I'm excited for that. It's a lot of work, so I hope you guys will be able to watch it. And also, if you'd like to book a private reading, I believe you can do that now by clicking on the link in the center of the screen. And I love you guys, and I'm rooting for you. Just take it day by day. I have all the confidence you will get through this. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.